Maurice and Odie. Gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snerdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna make magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snerdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snerdy, ooh. Black and Snerdy, yeah. Black and Snerdy.
And now it is time for our mental health check-in. This is the section of the episode where we check in with our mental health journeys because we, as we say on this podcast, are advocates, not experts when it comes to mental health. And it is important. I hope nobody caught that I said mental as opposed to mental.
Menthols can help your mental health too, I guess.
I think, yes, if you are a Black man in their 70s and live in North Carolina, that is a very specific reference for somebody. At any rate, who should start? Who wants to start with their mental health journey?
You should start.
All right.
Haven't started anything yet?
Sure. I'm just a dope ass host. I'll start. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Look, as I've mentioned a bunch of times on this podcast for the last, let's say October. I have been just a manic ball of energy and a depressed ball of not energy, whatever the opposite of energy is. Trying to navigate in a landscape where I do not have health insurance and I do not have medication. And I am trying to use the years of therapy and the tools to moderate the varying degrees of feelings and thought processes that I have. I think in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing better than I could be. Mm-hmm. I have had manic episodes where I have recognized it while it's happening and was able to sort of rein it in or redirect that energy into a more positive, productive manner. Could that still be regulated in a more healthy way? Sure. But I think the alternative of what my manic energy tends to usually produce, it is better than, it's not the best, but it is better thanks to the tools of therapy. And then my depression, I am very cognizant of what I refer to as my blue period. So I'm doing the best that I can with the tools that I have. And I'm still willing and able to take a look at what I'm doing and improve upon it. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that it was hard because I ain't got no meds and I ain't got no job and I ain't got no, fucking shit to help me regulate this shit outside of what I know. But I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Chiquita, how about you? How's your mental health?
Today, specifically, I feel like on a scale of if I say 1 to 10, I probably was at a 7.
Mm-hmm. Is 10 being the healthiest and 1 being the least?
Yeah, 10 being in a really good spot. Nervous system regulated. Not saying that ebbs and flows of emotions may not come, but in a very good space. So I'm at about a 7. I feel like I've had a lot of fleeing thoughts over these past few months. A lot of different things come and go. Just trying to figure out life, I deal with depression, PTSD, anxiety, check all the boxes. I have been back in therapy for, I think, has it been officially a month? I think it's been a month. Kind of fell off. Yeah. After the holiday and starting into my new position, it was just a lot. And my therapist happened to reach out to me at the right moment, and I needed that. So I'm trying to get back in the grand schemes of processing my thoughts and things, and also not making a problem when there is not a problem. I feel like sometimes I tend to do that And I guess that's just trauma. When things seem to be going right and flowing, I was like, nope, wait, something has to be wrong. Let me go find something. So yeah, with dealing with like my chronic pain and things, that's been one of the bulk premises of my mental stagnation right now. Wouldn't wish it upon anybody. But I'm okay. Like you said, you have your toolbox. I have my toolbox that I try to depend on more than anything else, other than like my friend or family support, or any other substances for that matter. So yeah, doing good. Odie.
That's great. Before Odie goes, I just wanted to point out that, like, for you and me, coming from Baltimore, I feel like a 7 out of 10 is like pretty good, all things considered. Is it the best? No, but I think that a 7 out of 10 would still be considered a B minus to, no, sorry. A 7 out of 10 would still be considered like a, what is that? Like
C minus?
A C minus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a C minus. Or in the Baltimore education system, that will be considered an A.
You said it, not me.
Where's the lie? Prove me wrong, Baltimore education system.
No child left behind. Thanks, George
Yeah.
Bush. You did something right. Psych.
What a fun thing that you did that just made a bunch of kids get passed through, that they then had kids, and now they're all dumb. Anyhow, continue. Odie, how's your mental health journey?
It sucks.
Oh, God.
And it sucks. I think also because I don't know if it's my being a Gemini. I don't know if it's the ADHD. I don't know if it's just like my nature. But when things happen to me that are just suck and they're scary, and like it's like a trauma has been introduced to my body. I have this ability to be able to move right past it in the moment, and like in the time, like I'm just thinking about like the solution and getting through it, and like I'm not even focused on like my feelings. And then like once I'm by myself and I'm able to like process, I guess, in a way, or just think about it, is when everything starts coming up. And so I've been dealing with that a lot. And especially like in moments of quiet, like when I'm trying to sleep, which fucking sucks. Because the one thing about ADHD is you may not remember where you put your keys. But I swear to God, every traumatic incident in your life is just locked in there that wants to come up at 3 a.m. in the morning and remind you of the thing. And it's like, that's really fucking me up. It's really fucking me up. I feel like my body, I can feel everything so acutely, and I feel so tired. And I just am feeling a lot right now, and it's not great. And I'm using all of my tools without medication or a therapist or whatever to try to get through what I'm feeling right now. So
that makes sense. And now
that's it.
And now I will do the very awkward and uncomfortable thing of transitioning into a fun thing within the mental health section.
Let's do it.
But guess what? I'm pretty fucking strong. If not in body and in mind, then definitely in words, because we're going to transition into a little game within our mental health section called Protag Therapy Session. This is a game that we have played once before on a bonus episode during my birthday, where we diagnose a protagonist from a piece of media. Are y'all ready to play the game.
Y'all ready for this?
Yes. Are y'all ready? And we're going to start things off with Martin Payne from the sitcom Martin.
Martin. You so
Bill.
crazy. Oh, well, both of those.
Yeah, both of them. He had catchphrases. Anyhow, Martin Payne, portrayed by Martin Lawrence. Look, he is brash. He is loud. He is confident. He is a sitcom lead known for swagger, comedic bravado, and show-stopping one-liners. He is his central relationship is with Gina. His on and off again romantic, tensions that exist within their relationship. But he loves his girl. And his public persona masks his private insecurities. He does. He performs like hyper masculinity, and it hides his vulnerability and his shame, his fear of commitment, and his emotional intimacy, despite craving validity. I'm not doing that over again. Validity. Yes. I'm not editing that out. He craves validity. Normally, I would just make an edit point and just say, I'm going to edit that out. No, that might even be the title of the episode. Validity. I'm going to lean into being wrong. It's the literal only toxic masculinity issue that I have within me.
Hey, it's your authentic self.
Exactly.
Okay. You said you were embracing it.
Exactly. I'm embracing my validity self. Who wants to start with a diagnosis?
I'll start.
Sure. Go for it.
I've been thinking about this.
Sure.
I'm going to say antisocial personality disorder.
Sure. And why?
Which is showing a pattern of manipulating others. And also narcissistic personality disorder, feeling superior and lacking empathy. Because every single one of his friends he thought he was better of. He even thought he was better than Gina. Okay? He was always manipulating them in some kind of way. He was always being rude and mean, etc., but making them think that they should depend on him because he was so great. Okay, there might have been some other comorbidities, but those are the two I'm gonna give them.
Okay, Chiquita, how about you?
I instantly had some episodes in mind as you specifics as you were like going through that. Okay. I need my therapist glasses. Got my notes. So I said that he has some emotional dysregulation and avoidant coping patterns. He uses his sarcasm and that comedic side to avoid vulnerable and uncomfortable situations. One example that comes to mind is when like he lost his job. He went through that whole era of trying to find a job. And then he kind of just like in avoiding the whole situation, in my opinion, is when he entered into the cult. Like, what was his name? I can't even think what his name was. Whatever. But like it didn't make him necessarily a bad person, but he used those comedic moments to like insult his friends, opposed to the moments where he was supposed to like embrace the seriousness of whatever the situation is, even when it came down to like him proposing to Gina, like she wanted to be engaged. She's seen herself with you. And he's like, here, damn, Gina. No, that's not how you do it. Until it took for her to be serious with him to threaten to leave, when he's like, oh no, like she's really serious. So I think he avoided like that vulnerable side. And he did not know how to properly regulate his emotions.
Sure. You know what? I'm just going to do blanket statement. He's got a personality disorder. And if I'm going with anything, I would say there's a level of, if I'm going like specificity, maybe a combination of histrionic personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder.
Histrionic is a good one because you don't really hear people talking about that a lot, but it is a thing.
No, that is a thing. For those of you who don't know histrionic, essentially it's like just excessive need for attention along with dramatic behavior and strong emotions. Look, when he feels, he acts out. He's in that pairs well with the narcissism. He's fucking a black man who's short in the 90s. Like he has the bravado and the swagger to just outshine Tommy's tall ass or calling out Cole for, living with his mom or whatever like that, despite the fact that he is super like mama's boy.
Not my mama's biscuits.
Not my mama's biscuits. Besides the fact that those biscuits were disgusting.
Look dry.
They were they looked dry as fuck and it looked disgusting as fuck.
They had raisins in them or something, I think.
I don't know. But that's where I land on Martin. Up next, we're going to go with Issa Dee from Insecure, played by the indomitable Issa Rae.
Oh, we love her. Look at her. Look at her skin.
Yes. I always loved Issa more than I liked Molly.
Same.
Yeah. But that's just me. Where are we starting first? Who are we starting with first?
You kick things off.
So yes, you're right. I have to do the summary of Issa anyway. She is relatable, self-reflecting millennial navigating career growth, friendship, and romantic missteps. She is smart and insecure, tries to do better, but often sabotages herself. She's chronically second guessing and has a fear of change, which conflicts with her desire for growth. She confuses boundaries when it comes to like friendships and relationships, and she has difficulty asserting her needs. Based on everything that I have seen with her, this is a little bit tough. I know how this is going to sound, but like I think there is a bit of neurodevelopment or neurodivergence within her, specifically around like, I don't know, like, I'm going to make a note and pause this real quick.
Are you trying to see what you could say that?
If we're starting off with me, you know what? I'm going to go with, yet again, I know it's kind of an umbrella term, she's got a personality disorder. I think that throughout the series, we see her work through a bit of a avoidant personality disorder, and ironically, a dependent personality disorder. Because, like, if I'm being honest with you, she should have stopped being friends with Molly a long time ago. Molly was not a good friend at not just certain points, but certain stretches of the show.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with identifying a person who no longer, seems willing to be on equal footing in the friendship and feed the friendship. And there's nothing wrong with just walking away. Like that's just it.
Yeah.
I think that because she has a level of dependent personality, like she kept gravitating back in Molly's orbit, even when Molly was doing her bullshit. That one scene where she was like, "This is the new Molly," and everybody played her, and she was like, "Oh, the new Molly? Oh, is that the one who's doing the same bullshit?" Rightfully so. So that's where I land with Issa. Who's next?
Chiquita.
And why?
Okay.
You.
Stick in my therapy bag. It's like, no. Issa, I said identity instability. So I guess would kind of be similar to what you were saying, and situational anxiety. I feel like throughout the entire show, she was going through a life transition, whether it was in her personal life, her career, relationships. Like she was trying to find herself in all those different areas, and it made her a little unstable. Is that the right word?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Made her like unstable and situational anxiety. I felt like those situations she put herself in, and most times she needed a lot of more reassurance, whether she was talking to herself in the mirror
Mhm.
or wavering different topics and things amongst her friends. She was not comfortable with making decisions without seeking validation from others. So, yeah, Issa, I think she was like my favorite character too, just because
Yeah.
I see myself a lot in her, in how I've experienced life in different situations and just trying to find my own footing and grounding. That character was very relatable if you
Mhm.
watch it from a different scope, depending on how many times you may
Mhm.
have watched the show. But yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm gonna say my main one was I felt like she had ADHD, and I don't know if that's because I related so much to her, but I think of like all the things that y'all have mentioned are things that can happen and do happen within an ADHD diagnosis. Obviously, everybody is different. But like you could see these different things within that, and I think that like towards the later seasons, you see her finally getting a hold of herself and realizing the things that work and the things that she needs and the routines, etc., that like helped her. And I think that even without like an official diagnosis or whatever on the show, I think that for a lot of women, black women who have gotten these diagnoses, especially later in life, that is kind of how it works, you know. So that's what I got for her.
Fantastic. Fan fucking test. And finally, we are ending on Blanca Rodriguez from Pose, played by MJ Rodriguez. Thank you.
Mother.
Yes.
Her.
Yes. Looking absolutely stunning. Blanca is fierce, regal, leader, and mother figure within the ballroom culture, carries deep resilience, caregiving instincts, and a powerful sense of identity shaped by trauma and loss. As far as like her core like conflicts and themes, I would say a complex grief and trauma, loss of like chosen family, and of course societal marginalizations. And there's a tendency to shoulder other people's pain, and a difficulty receiving care and need for control as a protective response, and a struggle with asking for help. Who are we starting with for this one? We started with me last time with Issa.
I'll kick things off.
Sure.
So I think she has generalized anxiety disorder, frequent and persistent anxiety that may last for months or even years, and social anxiety disorder, the severe fear of social judgment that may cause avoidance of social situations, because obviously she was dealing with a lot of phobias, a lot of bigotry at that time, both for being a trans woman and then, of course, later on when she's diagnosed with HIV. Like, there's a lot of social stigma, a lot of things that you're already having to bypass. And mostly, even within the ballroom space, we see how when she first comes in, she still is very quiet, very demure. You know, like she's not really putting herself out there until she breaks out of it and decides like, I'm going to do this. But I think that her anxiety was just built even more because then now she's a mother and she has to take care of all her kids. And it was a lot of things, you know, especially at that time, placed on her shoulders. So
yeah, absolutely. Kita, how about you?
Mm-hmm. So I agree with all of those things. All of the above, please. I definitely think that she dealt with complex trauma and grief. And she also was full-blown representation of how healing isn't linear and how healing can be layered. Because not only, like you said, Odie, did she deal with the complexities of her own trauma and her own grief, but because she was a mother, she dealt with all the grief and trauma from everyone else. So it was just layers and layers. And I really can't recall too many times where she actually sat with that.
Mhm.
Even when after finding out, about her positive status, she just got up, kind of swung her hair back, and just like, okay, like, girl, no, like, you got to sit with that and like find out what's the next steps. But when
Mhm.
you're in those positions, you don't really know how to process those moments. And I think that's what she did a lot of the time until she was put in positions where she had to sit down and kind of think of a plan.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Agree.
For me, I would just say PTSD.
Yeah, for sure.
Like severe PTSD, being within the sort of ballroom community at that time, during that time in space, as well as taking on the responsibility of like being a mother for her house, as well as taking in these I'll say it, lost souls, and building a found family while, occupying a marginalized space. Like, yeah. And then just moving through that world during that time frame where she's losing friends left and right due to the 3-letter word that I don't think I could say, but you know what I'm saying if you lived through the 80s and 90s. And also TLC saying about it in Waterfalls. Point is, she's dealing with a lot and shouldering a burden. And yeah, definitely some PTSD with a mix of survivor's guilt.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is the end of our Protag Therapy Session, which also brings us to the end of our mental health check-in corner.
Thanks for listening, nerds.
Keep the show growing. Listen, comment, and download on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or watch full episodes on YouTube.
Follow the show at Black and Snerdy.
Follow me at Licorice is Legit.
Find me at ThatsOD_E on Twitter and at ThatsOD.E on Instagram.
This is the Black and Snerdy podcast,
where nerds of a feather flock together.